If you're moving to Colorado Springs in 2023, maybe you're PCSing, maybe you got a great new job here, or maybe you live here in Colorado Springs and you want to know what's going on in the market. Should you buy now? Should you sell now? Then stay tuned. I'm going to talk about the real estate market in Colorado Springs for the late winter, early spring 2023. So stay tuned. Hey, Laura Gallen here with Mountain Prairie Living Empowered by ERA Shields, and welcome to my channel where I answer questions about the home buying and selling process. I talk about this beautiful place I get to live in, Colorado Springs, and just all the neat things to do, neighborhoods and that. And if that's what you're looking for, I hope you subscribe to the channel. So in today's video, I'm going to go over the real estate stats for January of 2023, but I'm also going to talk a little bit about what's going on in our current market. What's the status of our inventory? How are things moving? If you are moving and you're looking to rent, stay to the end because I'm going to talk a little bit about our rental market. So let's get into it. What we know about the 2023 real estate market is it's really going to be dictated by the interest rates. As we saw mid-year last year when the interest rates rose and doubled, the market literally dug its heels in and slowed down. And as the interest rates are still uncertain throughout this year, as the feds are working on the inflationary issue, we really don't know exactly what's going to go on. But we do know there'll probably be a few fluctuations in the interest rates throughout this year. None of us have a crystal ball, but we know that what is going to play a part is interest rates in 2023 are going to affect our market, both the rental market as well as the buyer's market. So what's going on with interest rates right now? I know they just bumped up just a little bit today, but on average in January, we saw them at about 6.13, which was about 1% down from December of 2022. So like I said, the interest rates are going to be shifting and adjusting. They moved up just a little bit this morning. They were at about 7.25 to 6.75 on a conventional. FHA and VA, a little bit better rates. So they are definitely all over the board. If you'd like to connect with a local lender, please reach out to me. I'll be happy to connect you to some. I've got some great lenders that I work with. So let's talk about the inventory. What are we seeing in today's market? So in January of 2022, we saw 2.2 months of inventory on average. But what is it day to day? I do a real estate snapshot on Instagram on Fridays. If you're out there house hunting, you kind of want to get a feel for what's out there on the market. But on average, we're seeing about 1,300 or so total listings on the market. If I break that down to existing single family residences that are not manufactured or mobile homes, we're down in the low 700s. So it's quite still a competitive market, right? But why are things sitting? Well, interest rate, right? We have a little less buyer pool. But what I will say is if you are considering selling, the buyer pool that is out there looking for homes are serious buyers. They are well qualified and they are ready to buy. So things are moving. We still have inventory moving, but it's just not as much inventory as we've had in the last few years. In fact, we are still lower than pre-pandemic inventory. So what are we seeing in the market as far as movement? Well, in December of 2022, the days on market rose all the way to 41. In January of 2023, it was 50. And you compare that to January of 2022 when it was 15. So we've definitely seen a rise in some of the inventory and the days on market, but stuff is moving. So what's moving? The homes that are in good condition, the homes that are well taken care of, or maybe the price point works and that buyer was able to negotiate and willing to work on the house. So items of property are moving. They're not just sitting there, but some are. So what are the ones that are sitting? What am I seeing? The ones that are sitting are maybe overpriced. Maybe they were hoping for a little bit higher price and they just need to come down a few times till they get to the price that the buyer is willing to pay for that property. Maybe it's condition. The condition just has too much to look at. And if there are two homes of similar price and one has a lesser condition than the other's going to sell first. So prepping your home for sale is really important in this market, and working with a quality real estate professional is critical. So listings are up 300% from last year, where we were at an inventory low of 300 listings. So we definitely have moved up, but we still have a ways to go. So El Paso County or Colorado Springs area is still considered a seller's market as far as the numbers, but because of interest rates playing a big part of that and that adjustment in the buyer pool decreasing, it's definitely kind of behaving like a balanced market in some ways. So definitely a slowdown on the number of listings. We had 965 listings come on the market in January. That's definitely a big slowdown from the last 5 years. So less inventory coming on. Why is that? Because if you're a seller, you're sitting on these low interest rates. And if you don't have to sell and you have to go back out into this market and buy something else, you're probably just going to sit on your equity and sit on your home, maybe do a home equity loan and update your house. So there aren't as many listings coming on the market right now, but we will see that change as PCS season begins to start. So around March, April, all the way through October, we have a big shift of military here. We have 5 military installations. So we have military coming in and we have military going out. So that does shift our market quite a bit during that mid-year season. Let's talk a little bit about new construction. So new construction are right now sitting on a little bit of inventory, and they are offering fabulous incentives. And if their price point is within yours and you have the time, now it depends, if they have inventory, it might only be a 2-month wait period. If you're gonna build from the ground up, that may be up to 12 months or more, but fantastic incentives up to $25,000 towards closing costs and a variety of upgrades on your home. So what we do know is, though, because they have inventory sitting, we have less permits. We have 154 permits year to date compared to 412 that we had last year to date. So let's talk about the average home price. It was interesting that in December of 2022, it dropped down to $499.10. In January of 2023, it jumped all the way up to $525,254. In January of 2022, what was it? It was $494,954. So we're kind of flatlining it to some extent over the last year to date for the average home price. But notice that we did creep up from December. So home values are still holding. Why is that? We have low inventory. We still have buyer demand, even though it's lower buyer demand. So why did the average home price go up in January from December? Well, one, seasonality, right? People weren't buying in December. But two, we still have value here. Now, homes still have appreciation rate. We saw a small appreciation in January. But what we do know, we have a lesser buyer pool, but as I said earlier, the buyer pool is more serious and they are looking for a good quality home. So some of the price points that did sell are in that $500,000 to $700,000 range. So in January, the median home price moved from $441,000 in December of 2022 to $445,000 in January of 2023. And interesting enough, that's flat from January of 2022 when it was exactly the same, $445,000 for the median home price. But currently, a majority of the market is selling between $300,000 and $600,000. And it's selling at 99% of list price. Now, last year it was about 100.3% of list price. So we are definitely correcting in this market, but we still have quite a bit of the market in that median home price range. For listings between $300,000 and $400,000, we have 1.1 months of inventory, and the days on market in that price point is 37. So if you are coming in for that price point, be ready to look at quite a few properties or what's out there and make decisions, not super fast, but definitely if it's a cream puff, you may have to compete with a couple different offers, not like 10, 20 like we had last year, but there may be 1 or 2 additional offers that you might be competing against. Now for homes listed between $400,000 and $600,000, there's about 2 months of inventory, and the days on market vary in that price range, anywhere from 45 days all the way up to 60 days. So a different change, right? When we just shift up 100,000 or 200,000. So of course that price point gets a little bit larger house in a different neighborhood. So keep that in mind if that is your price point. So I'm so glad you stayed to the end here, and I hope you consider subscribing to the channel and you're getting value out of this information. But let's talk about the rental market. So if you are PCSing in and you need to rent, or maybe you're moving here for work and you just want to rent initially to get a feel for the market, I can help you with rentals. But let's talk about the rental market. So the average 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartment or townhouse is going to run anywhere from about $1,500 to $2,200 a month. They can be higher, they can be lower, depending on the location, the condition of the property, and such. So you want to kind of know those numbers. If you are PCSing in, it does take some time. That market is very competitive. We have very low rental market. So there's quite a few people vying for all of these rental properties. So you've got some competition. If you are PCSing in, plan ahead, connect to a real estate professional. I'll be happy to help you, but any real estate professional here can help you with rentals. And that is something you probably want to get a start on as soon as you get your orders. So what are important things to know about renting here in Colorado Springs? Most of the rental agency or property management companies will ask for 2.5 to 3 times your rent. So if you made $1,500 or your rent is $1,500, you need to make at least $4,500 per month. Gross income, not net, but gross. If you have pets, that's going to be a challenge in some situations. But if it isn't a challenge, it just means you're going to pay a higher deposit, maybe non-refundable, and an additional pet rent. And there will be a limitation on how many animals you have and what kinds of animals you have. So keep that in mind. Make sure you're working with a real estate professional who can go through the listings with you, maybe go out and do a video tour of the actual property for you, interview the property management company, ask the questions that you're going to want to know. How much are the utilities? What is the pros and cons of this location? What do you love about it? What are some of the challenges? What's the parking situation for you? So as a real estate professional, we do that. We'll do a video tour because you're coming in, and we are so grateful for your service, and I'm happy to do those things for you if renting is what you need to do. But you want to work with someone who's going to help you with that, so you're not just blindly renting someplace and you get a better feel for it. This market is going to be stable. It won't drop drastically. It definitely will have some increases. I'm going to say between 1% and 3% value increases, or somewhere close to flat. It certainly won't be nothing. But I would say choosing the right loan if you are to buy in this market is really important. One that you're in a comfortable payment for you for a few years, so that maybe down the line you can refinance, but something you can be comfortable with now. I would never overextend and hope and pray that the interest rates come down, because you never know. But it is a wonderful market. Colorado is beautiful. There are so many outdoor things to do here. There is so much activity. Stay tuned to my channel, because the next few videos are going to talk about PCSing into Colorado Springs and what to expect, what things to do. My assistant is actually her husband's active military, and they've PCSed all over the place. So we're going to talk a little bit about some of the challenges that she knows about and things to think about when you're coming into Colorado Springs. So subscribe to the channel. I hope you found value in this video, and if you did, smash that like button, because it helps my algorithm, and subscribe to the channel and pass it along to anybody else you know is PCSing to Colorado Springs. I'm so glad you're here. If you are moving to Colorado Springs, you're going to absolutely love it. It is a beautiful state. It's a beautiful part of our state, and El Paso County is our largest county. Thanks so much for watching. If you'd like to know more about down payment assistance programs, the pros and the cons, then check out this video next. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you on the next video.